Imagine this. A future NFL MVP caliber quarterback is passed over not once, not twice, but 4 times by teams in desperate need of a franchise leader. How did this happen? What were teams thinking? How did a player that has led his team to 2 Super Bowls in his first 5 seasons get passed on by so many teams? Buckle up, because the story of Jalen Hurts' journey from overlooked prospect to NFL superstar is one you won't want to miss. Frenzies, let's dive in. Jalen Hurts, the journey to the draft. Before we dissect the 4 quarterbacks drafted ahead of Jalen Hurts, let's explore his road to the 2020 NFL Draft. Hurts' football journey began at the University of Alabama, where he became the first true freshman to start at quarterback under Nick Saban. In his freshman season, Hurts led Alabama to a 14-0 record and a national championship appearance, breaking school records for total touchdowns and quarterback rushing yards along the way. Despite his early success, Hurts faced adversity. In the 2018 national championship game, he was benched at halftime in favor of Tua Tagovailoa, who led Alabama to a comeback victory. This decision cemented Tua's status as Alabama's starter, leaving Hurts as a backup for most of his junior year. Instead of sulking, Hurts stayed ready and delivered a clutch performance in the SEC championship when Tua went down with an injury. Seeking a fresh start, Hurts transferred to Oklahoma for his senior year. Under Lincoln Riley, he thrived in a quarterback-friendly system, finishing as the Heisman Trophy runner-up. Despite his impressive stats and leadership qualities, scouts remained skeptical about his NFL potential, labeling him a run-first quarterback with limited passing ability. Now that we know Hurts' backstory, let's analyze the quarterbacks drafted ahead of him and why NFL teams overlooked his potential. Joe Burrow, the no-brainer pick. The Bengals kicked off the 2020 draft by taking Joe Burrow first overall. And honestly, you can't fault them. Burrow was coming off arguably the greatest college football season ever. At LSU, he threw 60 touchdowns, won the Heisman Trophy, and led his team to a national championship. The Bengals needed a franchise quarterback, and Burrow checked every box. In the NFL, Burrow has been a revelation. Despite an injury-shortened rookie year, he's taken Cincinnati to new heights, including a Super Bowl appearance in just his second season. His poise under pressure, leadership qualities, and pinpoint accuracy have turned the Bengals from league laughingstock to legitimate contenders. So why did the Bengals pass on Hurts? Simply put, they didn't need to gamble. Burrow was the obvious choice, and he's delivered. He is the heart of this team, and this selection is the reason the Bengals are now perennial playoff threats. Tua Tagovailoa, the health gamble. With the 5th overall pick, the Miami Dolphins selected Tua Tagovailoa, another quarterback with an impressive college pedigree. Tua's signature moment? Replacing Jalen Hurts in the 2018 national championship game and throwing the game-winning touchdown. That performance solidified his status as a future NFL star. However, Tua entered the NFL with significant durability concerns, including a major hip injury during his final year at Alabama. The Dolphins bet on his upside, believing his accuracy and decision-making would outweigh his lack of elite arm strength and athleticism. 3 seasons in, Tua's career has been a roller coaster. When healthy, he's shown flashes of brilliance, particularly in 2022 when the addition of Tyreek Hill boosted his production. But injuries, including multiple concussions, have raised doubts about his long-term viability as a starter. Although Hurts was on the draft board, Tua was viewed as the safer bet. After all, he had already beaten out Hurts at Alabama and was considered more NFL ready. Hindsight, though, suggests Miami underestimated Hurts' potential to develop. Tua has shown promise, but hasn't provided the stability or playoff success Miami hoped for. Justin Herbert, the stat machine. Justin Herbert went 6th overall to the Los Angeles Chargers. At the time, Herbert was seen as a high-risk, high-reward prospect. He had the physical tools, a rocket arm, great size, and surprising mobility, but there were concerns about his ability to thrive in an NFL-style offense after an inconsistent college career at Oregon. Herbert silenced doubters quickly. He won Rookie of the Year and has since established himself as one of the league's most prolific passers. Herbert's arm talent is jaw-dropping, and his ability to make plays under pressure has kept the Chargers competitive. However, team success has been elusive, with the Chargers failing to make deep playoff runs. Herbert's physical traits and potential ceiling were hard to ignore. Hurts, at the time, was seen as a run-first quarterback with limited passing ability. The Chargers were looking for a prototypical pocket passer, and Herbert fit the mold. Herbert is undeniably a franchise quarterback, but the lack of playoff success keeps him from being in the same tier as Burrow and Hurts. Jordan Love, the mystery box. The Green Bay Packers shocked the football world by selecting Jordan Love 26th overall. With Aaron Rodgers still playing at an MVP level, drafting a quarterback felt like a move for the distant future. Love was a raw prospect with a strong arm, but inconsistent mechanics and decision-making. 5 years later, Love's play has been promising. He spent most of the career on the bench, but since taking over the starting role last season, he has excelled and has proven himself as a capable starter. The Packers were enamored with Love's arm talent and believed they could mold him into Rodgers' successor. Hurts, on the other hand, was seen as a system-dependent player who might struggle in Green Bay's offense. Love has big shoes to fill, and so far looks like a worthy successor to Rodgers. Why did Jalen Hurts slip? Jalen Hurts entered the draft with significant question marks. Despite his stellar college career, which included leading Alabama and Oklahoma to the college football playoff, scouts were skeptical about his ability to transition to the NFL. Critics argued Hurts relied too much on his legs and lacked the accuracy and arm strength needed to succeed as a passer in the NFL. Some scouts believed Hurts' success was a product of the quarterback-friendly systems at Alabama and Oklahoma. With Burrow, Tua, and Herbert in the draft, Hurts was overshadowed by players seen as more polished or physically gifted. How Hurts proved them wrong. Fast forward to today, and Hurts has silenced the doubters. Drafted 53rd overall by the Eagles, he has transformed into one of the league's top quarterbacks. His work ethic, leadership, and ability to improve every facet of his game have been remarkable. Hurts' deep ball accuracy, decision-making, and poise under pressure have made him a nightmare for defenses. In 2022, Hurts led the Eagles to the Super Bowl and finished second in MVP voting. And this year, with the addition of Saquon Barkley, the Eagles have returned to the big show once again. He's gone from being labeled a run-first quarterback to becoming one of the most complete players in the NFL. The evolution of Hurts. Further expanding on Hurts' transformation, it's critical to delve into the specific aspects of his game that evolved to vault him into elite territory. Passing accuracy and mechanics. Coming out of college, Hurts faced criticism for his inconsistent mechanics and perceived lack of accuracy. Under the tutelage of Eagles coaching staff and his relentless work on fundamentals, his throwing motion, footwork, and timing have all improved remarkably. Hurts has now become a precise passer who can make all the necessary throws at the NFL level. Reading defenses. One of the most challenging aspects for young quarterbacks is learning to read and react to complex NFL defenses. Hurts' football IQ and film study habits have been vital in this regard. He has become adept at identifying coverages, adjusting protections, and making pre-snap reads that position him and his offense for success. Decision-making. Hurts has made significant strides in decision-making, both in the passing and running game. His ability to avoid turnovers, take what the defense gives, and utilize his legs judiciously has been a cornerstone of his efficient play. This discipline has translated to fewer mistakes and more sustained drives for the Eagles. Leadership and composure. Hurts' leadership qualities have been evident from day one. Whether it's rallying the team after a tough loss or leading a comeback in a critical game, his composure under pressure and ability to inspire his teammates are invaluable. These intangibles are difficult to measure, but are evidently influential in his rapid rise. The impact on the Eagles. The Philadelphia Eagles' decision to draft Jalen Hurts has had ripple effects throughout the franchise. Initially, the pick was met with skepticism, especially given Carson Wentz was still on the roster and had recently signed a lucrative contract extension. However, the Eagles' foresight has paid off handsomely. Hurts' emergence as the starting quarterback provided the Eagles with much-needed franchise stability. After Wentz's departure, Hurts quickly endeared himself to teammates and fans alike, becoming the face of the franchise. With Hurts at the helm, the Eagles have been able to implement an innovative, multifaceted offensive scheme. Coach Nick Sirianni and his staff have created game plans that leverage Hurts' dual-threat capabilities, resulting in an explosive and unpredictable offense that ranks among the league's best. The cultural impact of Hurts' work ethic and leadership cannot be overstated. His relentless pursuit of excellence has set a high standard within the locker room, fostering a culture of accountability and collective effort. This has translated into improved team cohesion and performance on the field. Under Hurts' leadership, the Eagles have seen postseason success, exemplified by their Super Bowl appearance. His ability to perform on the biggest stages has reinvigorated the franchise's championship aspirations. Comparing the 5 quarterbacks. Let's stack up Hurts against the quarterbacks taken before him. Joe Burrow is the only quarterback who can rival Hurts in terms of success and impact. Both are franchise-changing players. Burrow's incredible accuracy, mental toughness, and poise have turned the Bengals into a perennial playoff team, and his Super Bowl appearance further cements his status as a top-tier leader. Burrow has shown he can elevate those around him, similar to Hurts, making the debate between them compelling. Tua Tagovailoa has shown flashes, but lacks the consistency and durability of Hurts. Tua's career has been marred by injury concerns, which have hampered his development. While his accuracy and quick decision-making have resulted in some high-level performances, the inconsistencies and health issues have made it difficult for him to ascend to the same echelon as Hurts. Still, Miami's investment in his supporting cast, like acquiring Tyreek Hill, indicates they believe in Tua's potential. Justin Herbert is an elite passer, but his lack of playoff success puts him a step behind Hurts. Herbert's physical gifts, his arm strength and ability to make tight window throws, are unmatched. He has shattered numerous rookie passing records and is a cornerstone piece for the Chargers. Yet, the Chargers' team inability to translate individual brilliance into playoff success keeps Herbert just a notch below Hurts in the current discussion. That said, Herbert's ceiling remains sky high, and with Coach Jim Harbaugh in town, he could become a perennial contender. Jordan Love is the man in Green Bay now. However, comparing him to Hurts feels unfair at this point. Love's situation in Green Bay has been complicated by Aaron Rodgers' longevity and recent MVP performances, regulating him to a backup role in his early years. While Love has put together 2 good seasons, it's premature to gauge his potential impact relative to Hurts, who has already established himself as an NFL star. Well, there you have it, frenzies. The 4 quarterbacks who were drafted before Mr. Hurts. While Burrow, Tua, Herbert, and Love have had varying levels of success, Hurts has risen above expectations to become a true superstar. His journey serves as a reminder that talent evaluation isn't just about measurables and college accolades. It's about finding players who have the drive and determination to reach their full potential. We'll catch you in the next one.